Hello, my name is Wes Dawson. Welcome back. If you haven't already taken time to like this video and subscribe to the channel, do it now. What the hell are you doing? I'll give you 5 seconds to get it done. Or 2 seconds. 5 is kind of long for a YouTube video. Anyway, welcome back. This is the infamous, the aforementioned paint room. And for any eagle-eyed viewers, you may recognize this beautiful poo-colored walls I got back here. As in another life, this was my promo room where I would make short little videos of me insulting people and threatening to drop fools on their heads. I did that for quite a few years and then finally had to tear this crap out and get my official painting room. So for the purpose of the video, it's kind of janky because I got this thing sitting on a Keurig to make sure that it's the appropriate height. But we're going to take a look at the PKE meter. The PKE meter I tried to paint. Now, initially, I filmed part of the video of me preparing this and filmed it the wrong orientation. And then the next time I didn't film it, I started peeling off some of the tape job I did. I was inspired by a page called Punished Props. You'll see a link for them below somewhere. Ultimately, their method was a bit too tricky for me. It didn't seem to quite work, so I'm going to I found another solution how to get this thing painted, make it look a little bit better, and I'm going to share that with you today. You see, in the world of prop building, you got the high-end professionals, was it Punished Props, people like that. They do great work. Then you got people who buy like a $20 Kenner backpack from Walmart and paint it with a coat of Tremclad and say, hey, look what I built. And then you got people like me right in the middle there somewhere. So I'm going to show you that middle path, how to make this, $20, $30 toy look a little bit better, like a little bit more like a prop replica. And that'll be the purpose of this week's video, so let's get into it. All right, now through the magic of rudimentary video editing, we're back in my primary workshop. Before we begin, I know some of you might be asking, hey, did you buy this polo shirt, this cheap Chinese knockoff, specifically for this episode? No, I've had this shirt for years. I like to keep all of my clothing packed in tight little squares and tight plastic bags, forming these very visible ridges all over the shirt for a few weeks. Anyway, let's get on with it. So, we'll be unmasking this bad boy, this PKE meter that I'm trying to make it look a little bit more prop-like and less like a $25 plastic toy I bought off Amazon. So, let's get into it. All right, so basically this is it here. If you check out the link for the Punished Prop video, you'll see a much more detailed job. The main issue I had was when I went to open this thing up, I was going to try and remove this as well, I guess the two halves. I still didn't want to take apart any of the electronics as I didn't have the electrical confidence or the technical confidence to want to start pulling apart the wiring inside of this. So I tried to just tape up the buttons really well, like, I left the speaker holes open, of course, but I figured they can absorb a little bit of spray paint. And this is it. I also tried to apply graphite powder to it. I noticed in their video, it made it look wonderful under the different lights. Actually, there we go, a little bit more light over here. You're able to see a bit of reflection from that graphite being sealed underneath, like an outer layer of varnish or whatever. It didn't quite work. I don't know. I think it might be, I didn't use actual graphite. I found what I thought was a stick of graphite in an art kit. Crushed it up real good like. Chopped it up on a mirror and then brushed it onto this, and it didn't seem to give me the effect I wanted, though it was 2 coats of Krylon Black Matte plastic spray paint, and it does look much better than the stock plastic. Basically, all I did to prep was I sanded off any of the the copyrights, all the wordings, the on off, all that stuff. Rubbed everything down with just to give it a bit of a light abrasion. There's a little scouring pad like this to let it be able to grip. I can see there's a couple places the paint didn't quite bond as well as it should have. I don't know if that's even visible or not. Doesn't really matter. I think that's the beauty of ghost busting equipment, particularly, is that it's hodgepodge. Egon didn't have this mass produced. He built this with what he had, so it's not that big of a deal for me personally if it's missing this or that or isn't 100% screen accurate. Let's peel this stuff off. No, it's not to not to toot my own horn, but toot to loot toot. Look at that. That tape job worked much better. I was expecting to have to come over and give a light coat of paint onto the buttons again to get some color onto them, but the masking tape worked really well. Basically, I just laid over, cut out a square a little bit larger than it, tamped it down as well as I could, and with a hobby kit like this, I just cut out the excess around it, peeled it off, and had what seems like a very, very solid cover on the buttons. Now, I'm losing my voice a little bit right before I go to film this video. Of course, I did my best attempt at singing a few minutes ago, and of course, 3 minutes of that, and my voice is shot. That's wonderful, eh? Here we go. All right, well, let's speed this up a little bit. All right, and now for the moment of truth. See if actually I didn't destroy it too badly with all that paint inside. Nice. Beautiful. All right, well, that worked out really well. Much better than I was hoping when I realized I've been kind of spray painting into some elements of the PKE meter itself. I'm trying to get as much in the shot as I can. And one of the problems of being over 6 feet is in a tiny room like this, trying to film and get everything in frame. Not the easiest. Yeah, I know. Not too upset about that, are we? All right, so this worked out pretty good. I turned it off. I turned it back on. All the lights seem to be working. Everything seems to be hunky-dory. One thing maybe I should have noted was I made sure to tape inside these. I kept the arms up. There's a little touch-up work I got to do. We got some black paint leaked through, but all in all, pretty good. For just a matte black spray paint, I find it looks much better than just the generic plastic. I'm probably going to scuff it a bit, try to make it a little more worn, a little more used. But one thing I made sure to do was I took some masking tape. First, I cut out small rectangles that I knew would cover up those cogs right there, as well as there's a contact side on this side. There's a contact inside that lets when it knows when the arm is down, I didn't want that to be covered in paint. So I slid in narrow strips, then I took full strips of masking tape, ran it inside, and then took my little hobby knife and cut around the edges to make a nice clean seam and protect the innards of this little device. Because if you check the link for Punished Props, I think you should. I think they got a lot of really, really cool techniques and things like that. That's it. They're a little more intensive in the way that they disassembled this and reassembled and all that. I'd like to eventually replace the screen with something a bit better. And I don't know, maybe try my graphite thing again. I put 2 coats of that Krylon black matte paint and then a coat of matte finish Krylon spray paint, pretty much like a varnish, spray varnish, whatever, from Krylon. That's about it. So this is the bad boy. Turned out pretty well. And I'm happy with it anyway. Like I said, I got a little touch up to clean this here. I didn't bother trying to paint the arms of the PKE meter just because, again, I'm not taking that apart and having it end up like my ghost trap. Anyone saw the first video, I mentioned how I glued the trap shut. Well, when it's like 30 degrees plus humidity, the glue doesn't want to hold so good. So I have to find another way to fix that. But I guess we're done for this video. Turned out pretty well. So, hey, like, subscribe, do what you got to do. Tell a friend, call up ex-lovers you had horrible breakups with, make them think it's about getting back together, but then suggest that they follow and listen to my videos. Follow my channel, listen to my videos. Let's do it. All right, well, I'm Wes Dawson. This is Ghostbustin' Wes. Check us out on Instagram as well. I'll be putting some stuff up there. And that's all I got for you. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.